Welcome. Morning, scrubs. Fresh off the presses. Get your news wise hot. Get your news wise hot. What's up, Mr. Maxwell? I see you. Wes, T Gutter. Woo. Yes, everybody got notified today, I see. That's amazing. Don't know what happened. But I ain't saying nothing. Thank God. Not that AD got hurt, that you guys are getting your notifications. Today, Anthony Davis, very early in the game, was injured. He went up to block a shot, and it did not go well. What's up, Mr. Smith? I see you. Now, I won't have the extent of anything because they're in China. So my normal connections to finding out what's going on might be a little difficult. Might have to trust the media on this one. So this is what we do know. Please hit the like button. If you're coming in here, hit the like button right away so they can know you're not a bot. They know you're a real person. Don't forget, you could always support the page. My super chat is in the description box. You could click that link there, or you could donate to the Cash App. My name is Carcino on the Cash App. You guys all know that. But it costs you nothing to hit the like button. You know that. Well, today the Lakers played China earlier today over while they were in Brooklyn. They had that exhibition game, and the Lakers looked terrible. They looked absolutely terrible. And, you know, Anthony Davis was hurt with like 11, 12 minutes in. And they got blown out by the Nets. They couldn't even defend. Gosh, they look terrible. For a team 3 games in, they look bad. But they playing against the same team. So naturally, they lost 91-77. They basically conceded. It's not real. You know, I don't base anything off of it except for they don't look like a team that's coming together as 10 days before the season starts. You know, so looking at that, you're looking at things like with Anthony Davis, who sprained his thumb. It's his right thumb, too. So it's his shooting hand. Well, they hoping it's a sprain. Knowing with the Lakers, they always lie to you, don't you? LeBron he was going to be back in a couple of days, just might miss one game, and he was going to be right back, remember? Oh, it's not a tear, just a little sprain. So believe me, you can't trust the Lakers medical staff. Well, the thing is, when Anthony Davis got here, one thing we knew about Anthony Davis is that he is very prone to injury. He has been injured many different times, and he's always been prone to it. So that was one thing that we've always said for both teams, whether it's the Clippers, whether it's the Lakers. Whoever could survive the injury bug will be the one to come out of the West. Now, the problem that they have with the Lakers is that an injury would cripple their entire team. One injury to one of their players, they're crippled. The Clippers, if they have one injury, they have a bunch of people that could facilitate that loss over there, where the Lakers do not. They have a bunch of guys that stand around and watch things, develop. Well, the Lakers are on their way back to the United States because they're going to be playing the Golden State Warriors on Friday. I think they're doing it. Wasn't it Friday that they last exhibition thing they're doing? So they're going on that notion. Well, Anthony Davis suffered his sprained right thumb in the first half of the preseason game. He went up and blocked the shot. Uh, he was 2 for 7 at that time. And yeah, well, he tried to give it a go. When he first injured it, when he jumped up and swatted a ball in the first quarter, he injured it. Then he tried to play, and it still was bothering him, so he came out the game and did not return. Now, granted, his last 2 seasons prior to that 2018, he played in 75 games. But last year, he was limited to 56 games because of his ongoing trade thing and his injury with his shoulder or whatever. He missed 3 games with a sprained right elbow, and then 9 games in the mid-season. He sprained his left index finger. So him being durable for an entire NBA season, that's what people got to worry about. It's just like with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie's already got a broken face, and just pickup game. Then he get punched in the face again, and you ain't seen Kyrie. It's like, man, how many times they gonna keep punching him in the face? Absolutely. So if it's your first time here, don't forget to support the page, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all the updates as soon as we get them. Now, they told me it's not a big deal. When they ran it by me, that's all they was telling me. Like, it's not a big deal. He'll be all right. It's not a big deal. Everyone's making a big deal. He's going to be all right. No one's saying that he isn't. We're just reporting that this is what happened. I mean, that's a big blow. When Anthony Davis has an injury, if this was LeBron James and LeBron James had an injury, we'll be talking about this like, oh my God, forever. Who wouldn't, right? They'd have stopped ESPN. They'd have stopped whatever program that somebody paid for. They'd have stopped it just so that they could show what was going on. They love him so much. They love that guy a lot. Trust me, they would stop a program for LeBron James in a heartbeat. They'd stop this program right now. LeBron's in trouble. Well, here's the thing. Basketball is a game of team. And even if injuries are going to happen in the game, you're physically exerting your body and you're extending your arms out. You're going to have, look at Kobe. When Kobe won championships, Kobe couldn't even move 2 fingers on his fingers was taped together. When they lost to the Celtics, he could barely walk. He had bone spurs in his foot. Painful for him to walk. And he played in that series. That was his MVP year, in pain every time. And he played every game in the NBA Finals. He was in pain. Never once did he complain about it. Did he even bring it up at the post game? But it hurt him every time he had to put his foot on the ground. It's like he was stepping on nails. But he played. So injuries are going to happen in this game. It's going to happen. It's how you, as a team, surround yourself with confident players who are not so dependent on other players to do something for them. They can step in and do their jobs and play their roles. Everybody needs to be in unison. And what I saw today is not a team that looked like they were in unison. They looked like a team that was just going through the motions. LeBron does have an injury. It's called mental retardness. Y'all are something else. Well, the problem that we're faced with right now, meaning that a lot of the people that's out there, is that many of you, they see stuff like, I don't know, like Anthony Davis, a big player comes to a team and it's like, oh, right, that's it. They're going all the way. That's it. They going all the way. They got it. When you see that scenario play out, you start to say to yourself, this has happened before. Players, big time players go to different teams. It don't always work out. I mean, LeBron only played 12. I mean, you can't even judge a game like this. Only thing I could judge from or take from the game is that only thing I could take from the game is that this is a team that's not yet together. I told you. If I had to make them, they're waiting to come back home. This is somebody who's like, we playing because we here. We might as well just play and run, but we don't really care. So so it's hard to judge a preseason game. And so if people want me to make an assessment, that's how you would make an assessment of it. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, bruh, suck and all that stuff. It's not necessary because a game like this does not dictate that. A game like this only tells you, and you get to see how well, guys are shifting on defense. Might be, some guys might be more vibrant. You get to see who's ready for the season. A lot of people, they just now, this is their first time playing in a while. They played very little basketball in the offseason. Guys are a little out of shape. They've been on the boats. Their legs ain't quite there yet. And they're going to be using the season to get in shape. All you want to do is make sure you're doing and putting your best foot forward as a team. Now, I don't think it's time to panic as Anthony Davis is, let's say Anthony Davis is out, right? He's going to miss a couple of games. So you got Kyle Kuzma that's not going to be out to probably the end of the month. You got, you'll have Anthony Davis out. Could the Lakers still win games? You got LeBron and you got the other starters. You should be able to win some games, right? See, the problem in the league is a very common one. It's a very simple and common one. The problem in the league is we're surrounded by a lot of different people with ideas on how the league should be and how it should be played. It should be high paced. And you got guys just really putting up threes, and when you have that happening, it kind of deaden. It's like no plays no more. It's just pick and roll, either alley oop to the basket or kick out for threes. That's it. And that's the game now. And it's nobody running plays. No one's in the post making cuts to get the ball, getting balls on screens going towards the basket. That's rarely seen anymore. You got to watch college to to learn about the game and learn about people who basically came up in a system of playing basketball and they inserted into this new league of the NBA. They get lost. Like Rodney Hood, they put him with Cleveland, he was lost. And it's like, man, Rodney Hood used to be good. What happened to him? Because you put him in a system that doesn't benefit him. He's used to running plays and structure and practice, and they don't practice. And now how it's like, well, how are we gonna get this working? If nobody's here, we not practicing, we're not playing. You see Steph Curry. Steph Curry is a two-time MVP. Two-time MVP. LeBron ain't won an MVP in like what, 4 or 5 years? It's not his league no more. But yet, he's just the old Remlin out there traveling and walking and looking bad. He looked bad in Brooklyn to me, as far as but I'm saying, it's hard to judge it, but he hasn't looked dominant in the preseason or halfway good. But we'll wait. Oh, they got a nice arena. They in Shanghai. They got that Mercedes-Benz arena. Yeah, nice place. Anthony Davis is injury prone. That's why I was saying about Anthony Davis. They would love to have him full time, but he's gonna get a supermax contract. The only thing is when you're in a situation like while being over there in China, being over in another country, you playing, you far away from home, you got all these things going on and all these things transpiring. What you're not around and what you're not seeing is the fact that a lot of players out there are tired. They're using the season to get in shape. So it's hard to judge it. So you might see a lot of injuries. This is why Shaq got injured a lot during his championship seasons. He would party it up in the offseason and come in overweight, while other guys like Kobe, who was definitely not going to come in the season behind the 8 ball, and it put a lot of pressure on the team to have to make up for him coming in fat and out of shape, and then you get injured. Now you out even more time. No one's told me anything like it could be surgery. Like, I mean, if it's surgery, he's out for months. I mean months. Thumb surgery on your shooting hand? Oh, that's months. So I hope that isn't the case. People are like, oh man, you want that to happen to LeBron? No, I don't. I don't want that to happen to Anthony Davis or LeBron. I do not wish injury on no player. I never do. You know why? Because I would rather them be on that court and lose. To me, that means a lot more than them not being there, because that's an excuse. Everybody's gonna hold that as an excuse. Man, if we'd have had so and so, they would have been there. No. I want them there to lose. Because I want all of you people who follow them to know that even if they are there, they're gonna lose. We want no excuses. Yeah, that does sound like something Shannon would say. Somebody told me that I didn't even make a video about it because it's you could get sent off with information. I didn't really see nothing of it, but they said LeBron sprained his right ankle in a play during the first preseason game. I don't know if it's when he went into the cameraman or something. He was like, "Yeah, he tweaked his ankle a little bit, but he was good." It's like people are looking for it. That's why I didn't even make a video talking about it because that's mostly just hearsay and people just saying. I didn't have anything concrete to go on with that. But if I was about hits and views, like the guy, like, you just want some hits and views. If this was about hits and views, then I would have done it that way. Then, if that's what this was about, if that was the case, I'd have just done it the way that they just laid it out for me. JaVale McGee, JaVale's a good complimentary player. You just can't play JaVale that many minutes. What they were trying to do was make him a starter and keep him out there. You got to save JaVale from being JaVale. And Caruso out there, the stockbroker, he out there making it happen. I mean, they got some guys the guys that played with Kobe, those guys are going to be in shape. They're going to be ready to go. We don't know how bad anything is, like as far as injuries and things like that. We don't know yet. That stuff is hard to say and gauge anyhow. To say, hey, such and such is injured or this person's injured. We don't know. Well, I can just tell you what just happened today. He injured his thumb on his shooting hand. He reached in, he blocked the shot, uh, he injured his thumb. So he probably hyperextended it, and I hope that's all it is because I don't want it to be anything more, or something else that it doesn't need to be. I'd rather him to be healthy and on that court. Do not trust the Lakers medical staff to tell you anything. Okay? That's one. Do not trust the Lakers medical staff to tell you anything of significance. I don't trust them because the thing is about the Lakers medical staff is this. They're going to find a way to not tell you the truth. They're going to tell you something that benefits them until they're ready to tell you down the road what really went down. We never got the proper diagnosis to LeBron's injury. Still. So if that was the case and they still didn't give us the proper, alerts or anything else about LeBron's injury, even when they found out what was going on, they still didn't give us the proper diagnosis or, what went down and that it was a tear. The only person that gave you the right information was me, and that was the day after the report. And I was like, nope, he's going to be gone a lot longer than what they're telling you. That is a lie. So basically, they duped the people who were buying tickets to the games because they were like, okay, well, LeBron will be back in a couple of days. So they want you to still buy tickets, which to me is fraud. They knew he was going to be out longer, and rather than inform the public, they know people buying money to see LeBron James play basketball, and you know he's not going to play, but yet you're sitting there giving us the false sense of security and hope that he could be playing tonight. He's day to day. Are you kidding me? He missed 17 games. That's not day to day. You guys frauded the people. So he has a right thumb injury. He sprained his right thumb. Anthony Davis did about, what did he play, about 12 minutes in the first quarter. He had about 6 points, injured his thumb, and now people are writing him off. We don't know the extent of his injury. We just know he's not going to play anymore right now. He's going to definitely head back to the United States, and then we'll see from there what's going to happen. But I don't want to see that. I want to see Anthony Davis there on opening night against the Clippers. I want to see everybody there that can be there. Oh yeah, they were going to show you Kyrie versus LeBron. They were going to show you that. Then Kyrie face is all broken up, and they want him out there still. Like, nah, you getting in this game. We don't care nothing about your facial injuries. And Kyrie played such a crazy game. He almost injured himself on the first play of the game, running into his own man with his face. It's like, dude, you got a facial injury. You should be a little bit more careful about your face. I think that you guys are all right. And don't forget, man, you guys donate to the Cash App. My Cash App is Carcino. So if y'all got Cash App, just put Carcino in there and hit me up. John Hogan's, thank you for your Cash App. I see you. I guess that's what I get now. Now that my notifications went out, I'm getting clowns to show up. Clowns are showing up too. They're like, we're the clowns. All right, we got a notification. A notification. So the circus is in town. Everything's going down. Philly's gonna be the champions. Yeah, because Ben Simmons hit a 3 in preseason. They're gonna win the chip. Where's Laker Man? Laker Man will probably show up on opening night. We're gonna have Laker Man out here opening night. That ought to be fun. No, I think that a lot of people don't understand you know, yeah, it was a lot of things. I mean, Anthony Davis injured Levert in the first quarter with the same hand. He swiped and hit Levert in the face with his hands and messed up his face. Then, on top of that, no, he was swiping at the ball. It's preseason. You taking a lot of unnecessary swipes. It's like, dude, save it for the season. I don't see Luca surviving in San Francisco. I don't see Luca Doncic going there. I think Luca's gonna stay with Dallas for a long time, just like Dirk. They had Dirk there. They're gonna keep Porzingis, and they're gonna keep that unit together. Believe me. Oh, Zion versus Anthony Davis and LeBron. Oh, everybody gonna watch that game. Yeah, that's who they keep comparing him to. So far, his preseason games, he's played better than LeBron in his preseason games. I'm just saying. LeBron was the better player though, because LeBron could do more things. They played two different styles of basketball. Way different. I'm not really too much concerned about a lot of different things. I mean, not like what you guys are thinking. I'm reading your comments and it's kind of crazy. Watch the Flash, dude. I do watch the TV show Flash. Maybe you talking to somebody else in the chat. No, the Lakers, it's going to come down to their bench. See, the starters is one thing. It's the bench that you got to be concerned about. When you're going into, you talking about we want to play for a championship, you got to have a bench that this isn't the East. This is the West. They got guys in the West. They benches can go real deep. People forget of and sleep on teams like Denver. Denver was number one in the West last year for a reason. They just didn't get worse. They're going to be in the mix. The Blazers are going to be a problem for you on certain nights. Utah Jazz is going to be a problem for you. You're going to have a problem with the Kings. You're going to have problems with a lot of teams in the West than you would in the East. So it's not like, okay, we can just have a good couple of five players and one good player on the bench. Well, with an older basketball player such as LeBron, you guys got to realize when you're 33, 34 in basketball, that's like dinosaur age of running up and down the court, exploding. You're going to be your young self and the things you used to do for like the first period and the first like minutes of the game. You're going to be like incredibly, like feeling like your old young self. Then as the game go on, you normally fatigue a lot. Certain blows you take on the court impact, they affect you. Your balance levels aren't the same no more. Why? Because you've aged. Your body might still look the same. It's your insides that are different. They've aged. So it's an entirely different process for LeBron. So when we say LeBron is old, it's like the way he's playing is old. And you can see it if you watch it on the court. He's not the same as he used to be. It doesn't mean anything bad about him. No, it's not bad. It happens to all athletes. But when you only had your athleticism, only thing he really worked on is shooting a three. But you'll see players like him should have to reduce their minutes because when you try to stay in the game and stick around for a very long period of time, your minutes got to be reduced. LeBron plays on an average of like 37, 38 minutes a game because that's the only way he can get his points. He has to play these massive minutes. Now, Danny Green is a good player, but Danny Green is a guy that's there one night and he's gone for the next two nights. He's a guy that could score 17 points, then he turns around and he's got 4 points. And you don't know if you can trust this guy to be there for you in the clutch. You just can't. Can't trust that. Like I'm saying, I will take a guy who averages 25 points in the fourth quarter than a guy who averages 25 points in the first quarter. That's just that's just the kind of thing I want. I want a guy that can close. That tells me something about his character. That when the game's on the line, he's ready to show up. Yeah, it's easy to score in the first quarter. It's a lot of game left. But in that fourth quarter, this is it. This is winning time. Can you handle the adversity, the pressure, and still be able to perform? So hopefully all you guys are here have subscribed. You guys have all hit the like buttons. And you guys have all donated to the page by clicking the link in the description box. You could do it that way. That way you can leave me a big paragraph, a message, anything you want to tell me there, you can. I read them all. Or you could just send me a Cash App. My name Carcino on the Cash App. What's up, John Rod? Well, you got to look at it the way it's set up. The way it's set up, everyone's thinking Lakers and Clippers, but you forgot about the Houston Rockets. Even though I watched their preseason game and the way the Rockets are right now, they're the same exact team. They've done nothing different. Westbrook comes in there and it's the same type of game, ball dominant, one pass, shoot basketball. And I just don't see that style winning a championship. Yeah, Drew Brees had a thumb injury, and how long was he out? 6 weeks. That's different. That's football. All he has to do is throw the football, right? Now, if Anthony Davis is out 6 weeks, if Anthony Davis is out 6 weeks, that's a month of basketball play. That's a lot of games. In football, you play once a week. In NBA, you could play 4 games in a week. That's a lot of games missed. Plus, you play offense and defense in basketball. You're running up and down the court. You have to get your endurance back. Now, he shouldn't lose that because he's probably running on a bike. You can still do those things, even though if you have a thumb injury. That's just saying if it's something extensive where he needed surgery. We're not saying that. We're just giving you an if factor. Like, if that was the case, this is where it would go. I've never been a person that was jealous, envious of another person. So I really don't. I'm not jealous of LeBron at all. And I can care less about how people think about it, but I can care less about that. I'm just giving you the basketball assessment of the team. They're still one of the oldest teams in basketball. They're adding Dwight Howard. He's older. Um, Pope is old. All these guys are older guards, where they should be moving more towards the youth. They still got a lot of older players on the team, and they're still one of the oldest teams in the league. They think that experience is going to kick in and be very useful. But Dwight Howard is trying to prove something that he still has it. And to me, he's okay, and he'll give you some minutes, but he's not the Dwight Howard he used to be. Anthony Davis is going to be the anchor of this team. So his injury would be more significant than anybody else on the team. Well, the thing is, Anthony Davis, the reason why he normally gets hurt is because he's someone that did a growth spurt. He grew very fast, and he never really was a big man for a very long time. He's just really adjusting to being a big man since he went to college and everything else. He grew in high school. So when he was 18, he grew, he was a two guard, and he kept growing to the point where he's so tall, and that's why he's so athletic and he shoots the way he does, is because of the fact that he was once a two guard. He's bringing the ball up, doing all these things, running the offense. He's done these things before. I mean, the Lakers got enough pieces on the team to where it shouldn't matter. The Lakers have enough pieces on the court that they should be able to sustain if Anthony Davis is out. But for the duration, I don't know how long could they do that, because they still have problems to me defensively. Because they don't, as a team, I don't see them really communicating on the switches and the way they should be. Other teams like Golden State will give them some problems. When they really are playing, you'll see. Golden State can still give them problems because they can run them. Now, Another thing they'll have problems with Golden State is just the size of the Lakers. The Lakers have a big team. So rebounding, Draymond would need some help down there by getting some bigger guys. They're a little small. I would think the Golden State Warriors would have picked up some big bodies in the offseason to kind of, offset some of that to help Draymond out. Because if Draymond gets hurt, they're going to get out rebound about 50. And you look at the Clippers. When the Lakers play the Clippers, you'll see the rebounding difference. Who gonna guard Lou Williams when Lou come in the game? Lou beat the Lakers last year by himself. Rondo can't guard him. Pope can't guard him. Josh Hart is still upset with the Los Angeles Lakers organization. So, yeah, I understand that. Y'all got to look at it from his perspective. Exactly. You already have Kyle Kuzma, who's an injury-prone player. I mean, he will have no contact injuries. He's the one player I know that will have no contact and be injured. Wow, there's a lot of promotions going on for the events, man. It was something crazy. I know. Harrell reminds me of Dennis Rodman. He reminds me a lot of Rodman. He loves to rebound. He loves to get physical and get down in the paint. They got guys that love to play defense and get down and dirty. The Clippers a problem, y'all. That's a balanced breakfast over there. Let's say Kawhi has a bad shooting night. They can still win the game. That's the thing over there. If Paul George go pulls one of his PG-13 playoff P disappearances, they can still win the game. They don't need him to do anything. See, OKC, they needed him. In Indiana, they needed him. If he didn't perform, they was going to get bounced. Well, Anthony Davis he's the anchor. You're gonna run all the plays through him, but when you're not really running sets and it's just high pick and roll, this is what you're gonna be left with. Rondo shooting open jump shots. Is that what you want? LeBron or Anthony Davis, those are gonna be your shooters over there. Now, when you got guys who's supposed to be switching and running out on players, and guys are not moving and running out, and you're just stuck with what you got, that's where you're gonna be. I see the Lakers as a team that are above 500, but they're not a dominant team. I can see them being in tight games. It's defensively. The only guy that I see that's old and that would matter, who's a junkyard dog on the B squad, the second unit, is Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley being in the game to me is he's the guy that's going to do the dirty work. He's the guy that's going to compete. Well, that's the thing. He's going to compete. That Joanna versus the Karate Hottie. Yeah, I'll be watching that tonight. The LA Slippers. Oh wow, you already starting. Well, LeVar Ball believes that the Pelicans are going to win the NBA championship in Zion's first year. So I'm all for it. I'm okay with that. I would go live for the fight, but I don't think that UFC would appreciate somebody going there. Plus, they don't really like me too tough. So it's in Tampa. I would have been at that fight if I could get in if I wanted to, but I don't want to deal with Dana White. The further I'm away from him, the better. Yeah, so if you guys just got here, don't forget to hit the like button. We should have a lot more likes than this. I don't know what happened, but you guys could definitely hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the page. Hit the notification button in case you guys are new here so you can get caught up on information, news. And don't forget, you could also donate to the Cash App. Carcino is the name on the Cash App. Oh, prayers were indeed answered for Errol Spence. Prayers were indeed answered. I think that the Lakers they're gonna beat some teams. Danny Green's gonna be Tucker, the guy that's gonna run to the corner and hit some shots on that second unit because they're looking for the second unit to be able to put some points up and get them a blow where it's not a big differential. But it's gonna be a big differential because defensively, that second unit, they might be quick and getting their shots off, but that second unit that's gonna get out rebounded. I think that second unit don't have a lot of defensive staying power. You know, Danny Green is an okay defender, but they got him like a robot where they just got him running in the spots in the corner. It's like, that's where we want you. You need to be the corner guy. Catches the ball and shoot the three from the corners. He's their Kyle Korver. Oh, yeah, the stockbroker. That's what we call him, the stockbroker, baby. Caruso. He looked like somebody playing ball after doing taxes. Like, I just did someone taxes, but I'm going to kick back and play some ball. Well, we'll see, One thing I give Caruso, man, he plays hard. The guy plays hard. Yeah. So anything you guys want to say? You want to say right now before we get out of here and close it up? I'm going to see which one of you guys support the page. John Hogan's did. He supported the page. He hit up the Cash App. Thanks, John Rod. Oh, don't forget to check the timeline. We put out some videos all last night. So we did our job. Now you got to do yours. Support the engine.